let's think about CVs and covering letters for a moment. Is there anything about a CV that you particularly like or don't like, or that appeals?
So I mean, I'm a creative person, and although I'm not in a front-facing creative role anymore, I was a graphic designer. That was what I did for a long, long time. And I guess we get sent a lot of CVs, and sometimes they need to stand out. And I'm not asking people to be designers if that's not a role that they're applying for, but actually something on your CV that makes it kind of just a little bit more visually appealing is a really good thing to do. You could be for example, when we did our last round of recruitment for our designer that we've hired, we had 120 applicants. That's a lot of CVs that we've got to go through. So anything that you can do to just kind of make that stand out a little bit is really great. What I really look for on CVs is actually what else you do. I know that if you're applying for the role, you've probably got the skills that we need, but actually I'm really more interested in some of the other stuff that might excite you a little bit more. So outside interests, what do you care about? What do you have an opinion on? That was really key for us when we were hiring our marketing executive, because what I wanted to know is that they had a voice, and they were willing to use that voice as well. So the candidate that we hired, she had very strong views around women in the workplace and feminism, and also she had very, very kind of strong opinions on mental well-being and mental health, and things like that are all really important to us. And it showcased what she was a fantastic writer, but it also showcased that she cared about something, and that for me was really, really important for that role. Again, I think that coming back to that whole kind of giving us what we're asking for, this isn't happening at the moment. Like I said, we've got a job roll out, and we've asked for, we want your CV, but what we want to know is why you want to work for us. We really want a covering letter. That's what I'm looking for. That's really important. I've had 11 applicants this week. Not one has sent me a covering letter. So I've got CVs, but I don't know why they want to work for us. And if I'm trying to kind of filter out who I'm going to talk to, I really need to know that. So just following the basics of giving the employee what they've asked for.
Yeah, I mean, because with me, sometimes it depends on the role, but I definitely want to see in the CV, okay, can you do the things that I'm asking for? I, like you, I'm interested in the other stuff. So things like, Clark really likes football and no one else is really into football. Well, that's great. We could do with someone with that interest on the team, or someone's really into rock climbing, or I don't know, they've got a science background. Great. What I want is a mixture of people. So you've always got different opinions and different stuff going on, because it's useful for us as an agency. If everyone looks and thinks the same as me, then it's just really boring, and it doesn't make us a good agency. It doesn't mean that we've got this diversity of opinion that means we can apply it to different projects. So I'm interested in that as well. But one thing, and I cannot say this, forcefully enough, you are better off spending your time focusing on maybe 3 jobs that you really want, really going to town on them, doing your research, doing a nice covering letter, tailoring the CV, than you are sending exactly the same CV to 100 people. And I see this all the time, people complaining on LinkedIn and say, well, I keep on sending it out and I'm not even getting a reply. And it's because if you're just sending the CV out, then you're almost just saying to me, well, you're just one of 100 people I've sent this to. So it's almost making me feel like, oh, I haven't got time to reply to this either, because this person hasn't spent time in it for me. And so if I've got, say, a job role and it's digital strategist, and then I get CV from someone and the opening paragraph, that, like the summary at the top, says, my future is in graphic design. I love working graphic design. I can do Photoshop. I can do InDesign. Then I'm thinking, well, but this is a strategy job, and that maybe this person is actually thinking of a career change, but they've just sent you the same CV that they've sent to everybody. So they've just filtered themselves out straight away, because I want to know what people really want to do. So yeah, I think to really focus on a few places, do your research, find out what makes this company tick, find out the name of the person that you might be sending it to.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I don't know if you saw my little video that I did on Monday morning, but yeah, I turn up to the office for the first time for a couple of weeks, and then there's this letter from this person saying, "Dear sirs," you know, and offering by the company, like, just write me a letter, you know, take it, mate, it's fine, yeah, it's all yours, you know. And 2 seconds, 2 seconds it would take to find that out. Look at the website, you see my face on it, you know that I run the company, I, you know, obviously female, and 2 seconds is all it takes.
Yeah. Dear sirs, or to whom it may
To whom
concern,
it may concern.
are the worst things you can ever start any letter with.
Yeah.
Why? Don't do it.
Can we talk about covering letters? So what are you looking for in a covering letter?
Again, that they've done the research,
Yeah.
so that they've really understood what it is that we do, understood the clients that we work with. It's something that they love, you know, they want to be involved in an agency that works with these particular clients, that they, like I said back before, that they have a real passion for what they do, and that comes across, and they have a passion for wanting to work with us as well, and that comes across in the covering letter. Again, so make sure that it's tailored. So a generic covering letter, you know, we see them all the time. I am a hardworking, you know, considerate person. I will make a great contribution to your team. I'm a good
Great team player.
I will fit in your team really well. But what does that actually mean? You know, who do you even know who the team are? You know, if you're, so this support developer role that we have out at the moment, I'd love it if they'd looked on the website and they saw who the lead dev is, or, you know, they'd done a bit of research and said, look, I'm really looking forward to working with Ben. He sounds great. You know, I'm sure that I can support him in his role. Just that level of personalization, you know, that they've really understood, you know, what you do and who the team are.
I mean, the best place to start, and this is like a gift to you, really, it's all there in the job description. So, and this is what, so when Michelle applied to me, I was looking through a covering letter and I was thinking, brilliant, I need someone that can edit. Oh, I need someone that's interested in this. It's like, oh, wow, she's perfect. And then it wasn't until, you know, sometime later that it dawned on me, and this shows how rare it is. She'd got the job description, the job spec, and then she'd gone through and answered each point. So me saying, I need someone that can edit, or I need someone that knows how to use WordPress or whatever. And that's what she'd done. She'd structured her covering letter around the job description. And it's just so blindingly obvious that I was wondering, why didn't I do that myself when I was applying for jobs? Because it's there in black and white. You know, this is what the employer wants. So why not use that as your basis for your covering letter to answer every single one of those, instead of coming up with something else, you know, like, yeah, I'm a great team player, I'm really passionate about this. You know, if they say that they're looking for someone, you know, with, trying to think of an example, like who's, well, like, you know, a copywriter position for us, then we want, if I say I want someone that can juggle lots of different projects, then in that covering letter you say, oh, I'd love this, you know, I really gravitate towards juggling lots of different projects. And then I'm thinking, wow, they sound really good. And it's there, it's like, it's there for you to plunder. And again, no one else is doing this. Well, mostly. I think about 5% of people do that.
Yeah.
Maybe 20, maybe 10. I'll compromise on 10. And they're the ones that get through, because you think, oh, great. And sometimes they've got a really boring CV, you know, but the covering letter makes you go, oh, it really brings it to life, you know. And it might mention something that they don't think to put in the CV, like that blog that they're doing on the side, or, I don't know, a personal project that they feel isn't CV-ish enough. Like they'll say, I don't know, maybe charity, you know, so, and on the side I do a lot of work for British Heart Foundation or something, and then you think, well, that's interesting, because they don't know, but we've got a big project about to launch with this charity, you know. So I'm also, there's a lot of things that I know that of course they don't know, and there's a lot of things where I'm thinking, oh yeah, they could be a good fit for that, and then when that person there joins, then they, you know, so we're always, it's like chess really, isn't it? We're always kind of looking a few moves ahead and thinking how everyone's going to fit in.
Yeah,
you know.
It's also, you know, those odd skills as well that you think might not be what that employee is looking for. So our lead dev Ben, when he applied, on his CV he put in there that he's got a real interest in his spare time in DIY and actually electricals and making things. So I was like, oh, okay, well, okay, this for me says that he's really interested in working out how things work. And that is really key skill for us, because one
Yeah.
of the challenges of the projects that we work on is, how is this going to work for the client? What we know what they need, but how do we build this so that it works for them? And so you can kind of see that that's how his mind works. That's what he enjoys doing. So that was like, great, okay.
And that's why, you know, those phrases like, "Oh, I'm a good team player," is fine. But then if this person also says, well, I suppose a sporting analogy, yeah, that they play football on the weekends, or they've been part of the netball team or something, it gives you that extra little, you know, I've mentioned previously in the week this idea of show not tell. So instead of saying that you're a good team player, something that implies that, you know, that you helped in your last job, you helped set up an away day or a team building exercise, or you know, something that kind of demonstrates that is really good.